Welcome to Sacred Women Bite-Sized Tips by Gina. So today, actually, I just want to talk to you about my book club. It's actually not a traditional book club. It's a book recommendation club. So when you join this club, there is no obligation to read a book by a certain time and come back and discuss it over a glass of wine, as previous book clubs I've run have been like that. This is a book recommendation club. Now, what I have read so much. I've read extensively for years. I've done so much research. I see myself, I used to always want to do a PhD, but I could never think of a subject, right? I've gone up as far as masters, and I know you have to go and find a topic, you have to find a supervisor, and you have to have a research project and blah, 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 blah. Anyway, what I realized recently is that I am my PhD. I haven't got the supervisor as me and the higher, my spirit guides and my ancestors. Those are my supervisors. And what I study is me. I study, I read and read and read. I've always said I'd hate to be one of these people that thought they knew it all. So I always start from the premise that I don't know anything, and I go in search of it. Look, some of the stuff I've done, I know like the back of my hand. And so, yeah, I do know stuff. I'm not saying I don't know anything, but I always like to be curious. So I'm constantly searching and learning and doing whatever I can. And if I read a book and in the book they recommend a book, I'll go and read that book, and I just keep going because the study of me never ends. The study of the world, the universe never ends. So I started this book recommendation club because all these books and studies I've done, they've really helped me. And I figured that having read all those books, I could share my knowledge with people and encourage them to read books. I mean, because people always say to me, oh, how did you manage to get through this? Or how have you managed to do this, that and the other? And it's been because I've just been studying. I've never stopped studying, and I continue to study. So my book recommendation club, it's called Books Recommended by Gina. It's on Facebook. I'll put at the end of all of these clips that I do, I'll always put the links to the book recommendation club because I never know who might want to join. And when you go in there, I just do quite a detailed review based on my own experience of the book. I don't mind people putting in their experiences either. And if you go into the club, you'll see that people do. I don't mind taking recommendations, actually, of books to read if people have had something like The Alchemist. I did a review of that recently. I had that book already, but I had stopped reading it. So my friend suggested I read it, so I did, and then I did a review of it. So yeah, I'll always put my recommendations in, but if people have books that they would like me to read, I'm happy to do that because I'm always reading. So there's nothing wrong with adding another one to the list. And then hopefully the review that you read will give you some insight into the book. And if it's something that interests you, then you can go ahead and get the book for yourself and see if you get as much value from it. So yeah, that's one of the things I do. Obviously, you know about the Sacred Woman Circle because I'm always talking about that. And I also coach women. Not just women, actually. I've recently started coaching a gentleman who had the same issue because I found that I was able to help them. But this particular clip today is just to talk to you mainly about my book recommendation club, and I will go into more detail about the kind of coaching I do in another video.